Started, Brian. Why don't you kick us off?
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I just want to say, first of all, thank you to you for taking the time today to be here. I mean, it's a credit to you for taking part in our events and our summits, being here today to hear what Seth has to share with you. You're obviously someone that is committed to not only your personal growth, but the growth of your business. So I just want to commend you. There's not a lot of, as many, I hate to say, learners that are really advancing themselves in the insurance and financial services industry as there should be. And so being here today on this training is really a credit to you. I just want to thank Seth for being here. So I apologize. We were trying to get the video beforehand. I'm having a technical difficulty or something, so that's why you're not seeing me right now, but that's okay. You'd much rather see Seth than go through the content today. So it's a good thing for you. But real quickly on Seth, guys, before we get started, got connected with Seth a year or so ago, and it's just been blown away. I mean, he is, one of the top Dan Kennedy marketers. He's going to tell you today he's got a number of awards. He's in the insurance financial services industry himself. He still runs a practice on a daily basis and has just become, honestly, and I've told him this, one of, if not the best marketer in this space. Now that Michael Jans is retired, I think that might wear that crown. But just innovative, and I've had him do a couple webinars now where we've had people that take part in our events sign up for his products, and they've been in them over a year now, and they're having huge success, huge results. I think he's going to share some of that with you today of our actual people. This isn't just people out there that I don't know or haven't had contact with. These are people that are actually in our programs, interacting with our stuff, and now they've taken Seth's stuff, they're using it, and they're having a lot of success. So it's really what I wanted to do, guys. He's going to share a ton of valuable information with you today that you can take and apply in your business and actually use it to grow and have success. So with that, I think, Seth, I'll turn it over to you, let you take over. And if I miss anything, let me know. But, man, I'm going to let you do your thing and just, as you always do, share a ton of value with our members. So thank you.
Awesome. I'm thrilled to be here. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and your tribe. And yes, the reason why we're doing this today is because we have a number of you folks who went through the program that we're about to talk today and have results, and we're here to report back to you, because it's one thing to share with you people from my list or other people's list that you don't know or don't have a connection to who get great results. It's different when it's your people. So we're going to talk about all of that and iterations and improvements we've made in the program over the last couple of years. Also, just to let you know, I am not being rude if I touch my phone. We are also live streaming this on Facebook, so I am responding to comments there too. So I'm not texting anybody. So 3 secrets to finally get the referrals you deserve from CPAs and attorneys. That's why you're here. I know a lot of you may do white glove seminars, for example, as a way to grow your practice. We have a number of advisors who are clients of ours who are using white glove. And we've noticed on average, 50% of the white glove RSVPs don't show up to your seminars. White glove currently right now is charging $250 a warm body at a seminar. And that includes the professional plate lickers, people who come to your seminar who have no intention of doing business with you, who are just there because you offered free food. So I've cracked the code, as Brian said, on getting CPAs and attorneys to actually refer to you on a regular basis. And what would a real referral from a CPA or attorney actually be worth to you? What would it be worth to your practice? It's one thing to have someone come to a seminar. It's one thing to have a client tell someone else that they're supposed to talk to you and they forget about you. It's another thing for a CPA or an attorney who are perceived in survey after survey, they're perceived by the public as being the most trusted authority in the consumer space, other than a doctor. To have the CPA, to get a phone call from someone saying, my CPA or attorney just told me about you and said, I need to talk to you. I mean, that's pretty much, you can't get any better than that. It's pretty much a layup that they're going to hire you and do what you have told them. I'm going to share with you, this is Roger, who is again signed up through this program that we're going to show you later, who did it, what Brian said. So let's see if we can hear what Roger has to say.
For any of you that are considering working with
can you guys hear him?
Market domination, I'd like to just give a quick update on my progress with him. I've been in financial planning for about 24 years, and his book project where he does the interviews, it's the single best marketing idea I've ever come across. When I heard the presentation,
I keep hitting the wrong button.
Interviews, it's the single best marketing idea I've ever come across. When I heard the presentation, I didn't hesitate. I signed up right away, and we're down the project road a little bit. I started working with some of Seth's team. It's very professional, organized. They deliver on what they promise, and I'm really looking forward to the final book project being a major cornerstone of how we do our marketing. I'm in Spokane, Washington. Wherever your community is, you need to be the person that jumps on, gets involved with market domination, because I think it'll change your business. I'm looking forward to it really taking ours to the next level. Thanks for your time.
So that was Roger at the beginning when he first started working with us.
Hey,
if you'll stay to the end, I will show you Roger's results, and I will also show you how you can get this all done for you if that's okay with you. This is David Braun, and what he has to say is, sorry for the delay. I've been so busy. The book has already been a huge success. I gave 3 copies to each participant. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I expected the response to be positive, but the response has been very positive. Your process wasn't what I expected. It took longer than I thought. However, you got me in front of CPAs and attorneys I otherwise never could have met. I've already gotten referrals and business from them, and my book isn't even out yet. I'm super happy with my results so far. This is Lori Ellis McLeod. She's going after business owners, and this is her book, Make Smart Choices with Your Madison Business. This is a picture of just a couple of the folks at her book launch party, which we'll talk about in a minute. And you can see in the upper right-hand corner, she was number 4 on Amazon for finance and number 20 for entrepreneurship, which is absolutely awesome. So what would it be like if you were getting regular referrals every single month from CPAs and attorneys? What would that do for your practice? Roger, you heard Roger talk about how he's making it the cornerstone of his entire marketing. I'm not telling you to stop doing anything else, but how would that work for you? This is Carmine Party, who is actually local to my market here in Buffalo, New York. That's a picture of his book. This is a picture of some of the CPAs and attorneys who came to his launch party. And again, on the upper right, you'll see he was number 5 on Amazon for retirement planning and number 6 for finance. So if I share with you some amazing information, at the end, I'm going to share with you how you can get this all done for you. I'm going to literally teach you what you need to know to go do this yourself. But if you want to outsource all the work to my team, we'll share with you how you can do that as well. So quick question. Please type this in the chat box. Which one are you? Are you a insurance agent? Are you a financial advisor? Are you an RIA? Or are you some hybrid combination of both? If you could toss that in the chat box, that would be awesome. Insurance agent, RIA, financial advisor, or hybrid. Okay, agent, Robbie's an agent, Ashley's an agent, Bob's an agent, agent, hybrid for Barry. He wins for first hybrid. Agent, hybrid for Kay Dyer. Agent. Awesome. Awesome. Keep those coming. Okay. So now I can make sure that the content will be right for you guys. Awesome. All right. So this is for insurance agents, financial advisors, or, RIA, some combination. You've got to have 20 to 30 minutes a week. Tom's a broker. Awesome. And you've got to be coachable. We've had clients who tried to reinvent the wheel. Our process works. We've done, you'll see we're publishing 5 to 10 of these books, and we'll talk about what they are a month. It's been working for years. So literally, don't break our system. If you can follow the rules, if you can do what we tell you, we'll do pretty much all the work. But you got to be coachable. It's also for you if you're frustrated with being one of the best kept secrets in your town, in your city, in your industry, where you're really good at what you do, but the CPAs and attorneys don't know it. So what you're going to learn again is the 3 secrets to finally get the referrals you deserve from CPAs and attorneys. Now, just let's get a couple things out of the way right away. Why wouldn't you do this? The number one reason I get advisors and agents telling me is compliance. I don't think my compliance department will let me do that. I've got some good news for you. We've been doing this 5 to 10 of these a month for years, and for 3 years, and literally every single one has been approved by compliance. So we've even have brokers at Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, AG Edwards, where I started, literally every major firm, wirehouse, independent, and insurance company, and annuity company. And we've never had a problem getting it approved. And we'll talk later about why they will approve it. Because again, they are the Office of Sales Prevention, but luckily they can't prevent this. Another reason why you wouldn't do this is if you think CPAs and attorneys don't refer, which historically has been true. Because if you think about it, us as financial advisors, as insurance agents, we've got our hand out. We want to go tell that insurance agent, tell that attorney or CPA all about us, why our practice is fabulous, why we deliver great client service, and why they should send us business. But they don't care, right? They don't care. Everybody's favorite radio station is what's in it for me, but we're talking about me, not them. So that's a reason why you wouldn't do it, but I'm going to show you how to flip the switch, flip it upside down, make it all about them, and they'll actually refer. If you don't like talking to people, I honestly can't help you. You should just drop off right now. If you don't like talking to people, if you won't actually go do the meetings we set up for you with CPAs and attorneys, this isn't a good idea for you. All right, really quick about me. I started out as a financial advisor at AG Edwards, which does not exist anymore because it was bought out by Wachovia, and then Wachovia was bought out by Wells Fargo. When I was at AG Edwards, they had 6,700 financial advisors. And when I got my Series 7 and I got all my licenses, the first day back from training, my branch manager says, I've got all the clients, I've got a book where all the clients you're ever going to need are going to be in. And I said, oh man, sign me up. You know, I'm going to buy a Ferrari. This is going to be awesome. I'm young and I'm dumb and I'm going to be rich. And he handed me the phone book and he literally said, they're all in there, Tiger, go get them. And I didn't know any better. So I literally made 300 cold calls a day, every day, for years, because that's what they told me. You make 300 dials, you'll talk to 60 people, 15 will let you send them information, 5 will go to the next step, 3 will give you an appointment, and 1 will become a client because you're a rookie. That was literally the business model I followed. How many of you have cold called? If you've typed in the cold calling, if you've done cold calls, type in the chat box, give me an amen or how much it sucked or whatever. Let me know in the chat box. Yep, Jennifer's done cold calling. April, Tom, Gary, Barbara. Awesome. So I'm not alone, right? It's what our industry teaches. And that didn't work. So Alan's done it. Mike's done it all. Cameron. Awesome. So that doesn't work. It's not really a good use of your time, right? And it's painful, right? You're banging your head against the wall. So I said, branch manager, what else you got? And he said, well, here's some orphan leads. Why don't you go, these are, you know, their advisors are left or we don't have that person's anymore. Here's a stack of them. Why don't you call them, ask who their CPA and go out, do a service review, ask who their CPA and attorney is, go meet with them and take them to lunch. And, you know, I'm 20s, got no money, I'm cold calling. So I got to whip out my credit card. Like a good insurance agent, good financial advisor tells, I got to whip out my credit card and I go take all these CPAs and attorneys to lunch. And they all happily took me up on my offer. None of them offered to pay, even though most of them were decades older than me at the time. And I never got a single referral, not one. If you've ever taken a CPA or attorney to lunch in the hopes of building a relationship and you've never got anything from it, type it in the chat. Give me another amen or a hallelujah in the chat box. Awesome. Yep. Okay. See, I'm not alone either. So I said, hey, branch manager, that didn't work. Janice says, amen. Awesome. I said, that didn't work. And he said, well, here's what you're going to do. They got to see you as an expert. So again, I got to whip out my credit card again. And I got to offer continuing, I got to get licensed. I got to get approved. I got to take the course so I can offer continuing education to the CPAs, right? How many of you have ever done continuing ed for CPAs or attorneys? And they come to the meeting and we serve them food and we give them their CLE credits and they take it and they take the credit and they say thanks and they leave. And I never got any business that way either. So I had to whip out my credit card again. And because he says join a networking group, right? So I joined BNI. I joined the Chamber of Commerce. How many of you here have ever been in BNI or a tip club or Chamber of Commerce? If you type I have in the chat box. David, Alan, April, Richard, RN right now, Current, Derek, Janice, Greg. Awesome. Well, it got me referrals, but I had to be in the group. I was like, yeah, I got to build relationships. So it takes like years. It took a long time, and the referrals aren't regular. Even though you see the people every week and they're supposed to refer to you every week, it didn't happen. It didn't happen for me. So I had to whip out my credit card again. And there are other people in the industry who will build relationships for you with CPAs and attorneys, not just picking on these guys, but I bought their programs. I did the seminars. I did everything they offered, and I got no results. I was banging my head against the wall. I was so frustrated. And I have the good fortune to find and work with Dan Kennedy, who's, as Brian alluded to, one of the legendary marketing guru, highest paid marketer consultant on the planet, like 21 best-selling books, and household name in the industry. I had the good fortune to beg my wife to let me borrow the money to go work with Dan, because again, I didn't have it. And in a very short period of time, doing what Dan taught me, I was 6,700th, right? I was the bottom guy at A.G. Edwards because I was brand new. And in 2 years, I was in the top 30 nationwide for opening new accounts, and which is unheard of. It got me written about in Registered Rep. It got me written about in Insurance Newsnet. I've been on NBC, CBS News, Forbes, Inc., all on TV, all over the place. Because I said, the first thing I said to Dan was, these people don't see me as an expert. I'm 20-something. I'm a young kid. What if that's okay. If I was babysitting little kids, but it doesn't do me any good as a financial advisor. It doesn't do me any good as an insurance agent. And he said, you got to write a book. And I said, what do I know about? I don't know anything about writing a book. And at the time, my first homework assignment from Dan was to read Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill. How many of you have read Think and Grow Rich? Type in there if you've read Think and Grow Rich. And I'm reading Think and Grow Rich, and I realize it's an interview book. Napoleon Hill, thanks to Andrew Carnegie, interviewed 500 of the most successful people in his time and wrote about it. I said, I can interview people. I can ask them questions. So I did. So I did an interview book. This is my interview book. The very first one, I paid $10 extra a copy to get hardcover. And at the time, during my cold calls, I end up finding out that a local construction union pension fund has every couple of years has to put their business out, the investment business out to bid, right? They've got to let people compete on it. And so I go in and I luck out, and it's pitch day, and I walk in, and there's 7 business cards on the table in front of the board of trustees. Those are all the other advisors that had already pitched that day. I was last because I was new. I picked up all the business cards. I ripped them in half. I threw them in the garbage, and I said, you don't need these anymore. And I slid copies. I dropped a copy of my book on the table, which makes a nice thud because it's hardcover. And I slid a copy down the table to each board of trustee member. And then I gave my pitch. And because they had me sit outside afterwards for 20 minutes, sweating bullets, and I was the only one left because everyone else had left. They were going to find out who got the business tomorrow. And I stayed. And they pulled me back in the room. And they said, listen, it was really disrespectful of you to rip up those business cards and throw them out. Half of the board wanted to throw you out because you did that. And they thought you were an arrogant young punk. One of our members wanted to punch you in the face. I said, okay. The other half thought you're the only one who wrote a book. Everyone else just had a business card. You wrote a book. And they wanted to give you the business because you wrote the book. And I said, which half won? Don't hurt me. And they said, you got the business. So it worked. So I immediately said, you know what? I'm going to write another book. So I did. And it's funny, I got written about in the company newsletter. I became the hero. The rookie lands a 9-figure pension account. And so I wrote a book about how I did it, Financial Advisor Marketing Magic, with a whole bunch of marketing campaigns that Dan and I came up with that worked. And all of a sudden, because I had been in Insurance Newsnet, Registered Rep, my phone started ringing with advisors who wanted me to do the program with them. And I said, it was just me. I don't have a program. And I said, Dan, what do I do? And he said, you start a marketing company and you do it for him. And I said, okay. And then I wrote more books. And every time I wrote a book, I got more money. I got more referrals. I got more business. This is a picture of me and my wonderful family. That's my wife, Rebecca, our son, Max, and our daughters, Ella and Lily. And they're at my book signing at Barnes & Noble. Because my latest book, Market Domination for Podcasting, is actually on the shelves at Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target. It's everywhere. So bucket list for me, I got to do a book signing. Those are the 7 books I've written along the way. And so we started this as a service a couple of years ago because we had so many advisors hear the story of how I was getting referrals from CPAs and attorneys from the book. And they said, I want to do that. So we've been doing it for a couple of years, and it's been working for all of our other advisors. It's been working for Brian's insurance agents and advisors. It can work for you too. So whether you want to do it yourself, I'm going to teach you how to do it, or whether you want to talk to us, we're going to talk about that too. So the 3 secrets to finally get the referrals you deserve from CPAs and attorneys. If you're taking notes, now's the time to start writing. But really quick question, type in the chat box, how many referrals did you get last month from CPAs and attorneys? If you could go ahead and type that in the chat box, whatever that number is. If it's 0, yep, Ron, Ashley, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Greg got 3. Awesome job, Greg. Vince got 1. Steven, 0, 0. Richard got 4. April, Billy, 0, 0, 0. So let's fix that, right? Okay, you ready? Here's secret number 1. Secret number 1 is to write a book without writing it. Write a book without writing it. And how you're going to do that is you're going to interview CPAs and attorneys. Now, it doesn't have to be CPAs and attorneys. Let's say you wanted a different group of professionals to send you business. You could do that. This is Charlie Wood. This is his book, which is about Medicaid in Texas. He's a Medicaid advisor. He's a Medicaid insurance agent. So what he did is he interviewed Medicaid attorneys and nursing home directors. Now, that was really smart. Why would he put nursing home directors in his book? Give me an answer in the chat box. Tell me, why would you think he would interview nursing home directors? I'll wait while you folks type. Why would an insurance? Because it's relatable. Absolutely. Because of the business yes, exactly. Because referrals for their advice, also true. Target market, yes. Here's the beauty of it now. He's literally, because the book came out, the book was published, and he gave them copies and invited them to the launch party. Those nursing home directors then said, hey, Mr. Charlie, will you come do a workshop for our residents and their adult children about the book? So he's literally doing seminars at all of the nursing homes going on about the book and about Medicaid and getting tons of business from not just the Medicaid attorneys that he interviewed, but the nursing homes. So secret number 1 is you're going to interview your ideal referral sources. Because if you just take them to lunch and say, I want your business, you're never going to get anywhere. I've tried it. You've tried it. You know it doesn't work. It has to be about them. You're making them look like an expert. Think about it. How often does the accountant get an ego stroke? You know, usually people complain about their taxes being too high, right? When do they ever go, you're my hero? It's rare. Same thing with the attorney. So you make them feel important and they will love you right back. So again, you're going to ask questions. You're going to record the interview. You can record it on a little voice recorder, $20. It's Staples or Office Depot. And again, you've got to first define your target market. Who is the list of people that you want to get in front of, that you want to interview, that you want business from? And then you've got to reach out to them in a way that's magnetic, that makes them say yes. Because obviously you're the financial expert, you're the insurance expert. You technically shouldn't be making cold calls trying to get CPAs and attorneys to do interviews because you're too important. You should have someone else do that for you, like your publishing company, because then it makes you look even more important. So we do a multi-step direct response marketing campaign to get the CPAs and attorneys to say yes. We do direct mail, we do email, we do LinkedIn, we do phone calls. We do all of those steps, multiple steps for each one to get them to say, yes, I would like to be in Ron Mattai's book. Hopefully I pronounced your name, Ron. After you record the interview, it's got to get transcribed, which means someone has to type up every word that was said. And then it's got to get edited. it's got to turn into an actual book. It is an interview book, but you got to take out the ums and the uhs and the run-on sentences, because the way we talk isn't the way people read. So it's got to get edited to be a professional book. And then it's got to have graphic design. It's got to have a layout. It's got to have front cover, back cover, spine. It has to look and feel like a real bookstore book. So that's secret number one. Write a book without writing a book. Ron says I pronounced his name right. Awesome. So you've got to write a book without writing it. And then you've got to obviously get it published. And then you've got to throw a party. Why are you going to throw a book launch party? Well, because how many of you have ever been to a book launch party? Nobody, right? So you will throw a book launch party. The CPAs and attorneys will come to the party because they get to sign copies and get their picture taken and look mini famous. And they will bring not only their spouses, but they will bring clients with them because it makes them look good. It's an ego stroke. If you said, come to my financial advisor's boring seminar on retirement planning and eat rubber chicken, nobody wants to come. But if the attorney says, hey, come to a book signing with me, their clients are going to say, sure, my attorney's telling me to. And B, they're going to say, oh my God, I've never been to a book signing. That sounds like fun. And they're all going to come. They're all going to bring people. And magically, when those people come to that party, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to see you as the guy who wrote the book. You're the expert. The CPAs and attorneys are going to introduce their clients to you and say, hey, this is Ashley who wrote about me in the book. And those people are going to go, oh, I should talk to Ashley. I should get a second opinion and talk to Ashley, right? These are some of the black tie formal. It's not a black tie event, but this is like the black tie formal invitation that we send out in order to get the party going, in order to get people to respond. And we take care of all of that. This is Roger right before his book launch party. Let me share with you what Roger took it to a whole nother level. He's our new poster child. He did stuff that we didn't even think of. So let me share that with you because it's really cool.
Hey Seth, our book release party is tomorrow, so just wanted to show you what we're doing. So these are all individually signed, personalized, and then we got name tags that go in there for everybody that's coming. The guests that are in the book have special name tags with, you want to show Seth one of those? The white ones, right here. No, the white.
Oh,
Just
sorry,
pull one
too
out. So I got these little retirement base camp emblems. This is my awesome daughter, Noelle. She's a stay-at-home sick today from school, but she's helping. Then we got raffle tickets
Watch for these names.
that are also going in the bags to everybody. And we got awesome prizes like, I don't know, 5 or 6 things. The travel agent donated airplane tickets, so that'll be pretty awesome. Anyway, thanks for everything. I thought, oh yeah, and then the mugs. Look at the mugs. So ceramic base camp mugs
So before you start doing them,
With-
check with me, okay?
the quote in the
Do you
book
know if we passed any of those people?
from Atlas Shrugged.
We can check. I don't feel like we did.
Have a good evening, man. Bye.
So isn't that awesome? I mean, Roger took it to a whole nother level. He had name tags for every guest. He had special name tags for the people in the book that showed they were in the book. He interviewed one of the people he interviewed in his book was a travel agent who donated plane tickets. So someone at the party won a vacation. He did mugs for everyone with the logo of the book. I mean, you don't have to do that, but Roger went all out, and like he's my hero for doing that. So secret 1 is write the book without writing it. Secret 2 is throw a party. And then secret 3 is stay in touch, which means you can't just throw a party and forget about them. You've got to stay in touch, first of all, with the guests who came to the party. You've got to follow up with them and get them to come into your office and turn them into clients. And then next, you want to stay in touch with the CPAs and attorneys who are in the book. What we do is we do a monthly networking group, kind of like a BNI, but it's your group. You own it. You're the host of it. You're the only agent and or advisor in the room, and everyone else in the room is the CPA or attorney who was in your book. So every month when you guys get together and you talk about business and talk about what's going on and network and talk about cases, who do you think is going to get all of the financial business? You, because you're the one who wrote the book. So if you stay in touch and keep getting together with them every single month, they'll keep buying more copies of your book, handing them out to their clients and prospects because they look good. And then poof, you get more business every single month. So those are the 3 secrets. Write a book without writing it, throw a party, and then keep in touch. Does that make sense? Can you type in the chat box and tell me how you would see that working, how that could work in your practice? Bernie says, awesome. Can you see how that would generate referrals and relationships with CPAs and attorneys that in a completely different way? Holly, I think this is genius. Thank you, Holly. I'm going to tell my wife you said that. April says that would work. Awesome. So let me ask you a question. How many of you are excited about what we're talking about? Rodney would like more information. Awesome. We're getting there. Okay. But you might feel a little bit like you're drinking from a fire hose, right? Because we shared a whole lot of information with you. Holly Williams says, yep. Awesome. Oh, where am I Q&A? Hang on. There were, okay. All right. Let me move my questions. Okay. But however, maybe you're drinking from a fire hose. Bernie says, I have to start writing now. Yes, but the good part is you don't have to write it. They're going to do all the work for you. There is a light at the end of the tunnel because we'll do all the work for you. Is it okay if I share with you how you can do that? Billy says, I have an Amazon #1 bestseller, but it's not cut out to attract the CPAs this way. Right. There are a number of advisors and insurance agents who have done our program who already had books, but the book was a book about them and financial planning and retirement and what they do. So the bad news is that's great that you had an Amazon #1 bestseller. The bad news is if it was all about your topic, nobody else cares. No one else was promoting your book. You were the only one handing it out, right? So the point of this and why it works is if you're interviewing the CPAs and attorneys, and let's say there are 10 of them in your book, you know, have an army of 10 related professionals who see your ideal clients every day, who are out handing out your book literally every single day, driving business back to you. And the beauty of it is they don't even see it as a referral. The CPA doesn't, the divorce attorney going from we to me, this divorce book, the divorce attorney doesn't say, I'm promoting this lady by handing out her book. He says, look at me, I'm in this book, I'm an expert. He's promoting himself, and he doesn't even realize that his client's going to maybe read the book, but the client's going to go, oh man, I need a second opinion on my finances. You're my divorce attorney, but I need an advisor. I'm going to call the lady who wrote the book. They don't even see it. You would like to talk to me. All right, Billy, not a problem. All right, so again, 3 secrets: write a book, throw a party, stay in touch. Now, does it work? Absolutely. So this is me and my 3 kids. Again, we're here at the Jellystone National Resort, going fishing and doing all kinds of fun stuff, not in the office. This is my son, Max, the girls are taking him to soccer. He is our soccer star. He is a premier travel soccer goalie. I have coached him for 8 years, 24 seasons. Been to almost every single game and every single practice except when I'm traveling. This is Ella, who is our actress. This is her playing Annie and Annie. And a couple months ago, we had the awesome opportunity at the last, like literally we got a call, I think it was Friday, can you be in New York City on Monday? I was able to take off of work, jump on a plane, take Ella to New York because she got the opportunity to audition for the role of young Anna in Frozen. And we're on pins and needles because we haven't heard yet on whether or not she's got the part, and we're supposed to hear any day now. So I was able to do all of that because of the books I've written, because they are driving business and referrals our way every day. We can literally track it and see which book generated which referral every day, and we don't have to sweat on where our next client is coming from because we know. So is it worth it? So let me tell you what you're going to get if you have us do the work. We are going to do the research. We're going to talk to you, obviously. We're going to do the research and build you the list of the CPAs and attorneys or related professionals that you want in your book, which would normally, the cost to do the research is $600. Again, we're going to build that. We're going to do the research first and then build the list because you're not going to want every single person that we find. So narrowing down the list takes it down to 300. We're going to do a multi-step direct mail campaign that I talked about to get them to say yes, which we separately charge $3,000 for. We're going to email all of them if they don't respond to the direct mail. We're going to message them all on LinkedIn if they don't respond to the email. And then we're going to physically call them on the phone. We have phone people on staff who are going to literally pick up the phone and call every single one of them and leave messages and call them back until they say, yes, they want to be in your book. Then we're going to write the interview questions for you so that all you have to do is follow the script. Then we're going to practice with you. You're going to do some practice interviews with us first so that you get to be a good interviewer. And we have a multiple Emmy Award winner, Emmy Award winning journalist who's going to teach you, who's going to write your questions and teach you how to do a good interview. Then we'll teach you how to record, depending on what technology you want to use. We're going to type up every word of every recording for you so that you don't have to do it. We're going to have our editors edit the transcripts for you so they read like a regular book. Again, our Emmy Award winner is going to write the chapters about you, about how fabulous you are, about your story, about why you got into the business, about who you help and how you do it so that you're positioned as the expert. Our graphic designers are going to design the front cover, back cover, spine, and layout of the book, which if you go in it, which normally is $2,000. We're going to publish it to Amazon and create space for you. So people will be able to physically buy it on Amazon and it will get shipped to their door from Amazon. They will also be able to buy a Kindle, a virtual version of it that they can download on their Kindle app on their iPad or iPhone right away. We're going to do our Amazon bestseller campaign. Billy, you just mentioned this, where our goal is to get it to be a category bestseller on Amazon for 24 hours. Because according to Amazon's terms of service, as of right now, if you have a book that is at the top of its category for 24 hours, that counts as a bestseller. So then you can reissue the book with a bestseller seal on the front cover, adding even more credibility and expertise to you. And then we're going to plan the book launch party for you. We're going to create the invitations. We're going to create the list. We're going to do all the work so that you can have an amazing party just like Roger did. And I'm going to show you his results in just a minute. But and then we're going to help you plan the Keep in Touch program, where literally every single month you get together with these folks so that they keep sending you business, which is priceless. So if you add all that up, you get $15,010 worth of value, which is what it would cost you separately. Now, the good news is you're not going to pay $15,010 to get our financial advisor or insurance agent book program done for you. And again, that's the list of everything that we're going to do for you. But wait, there's more, as my podcast co-host Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank says, who invented the infomercial. But wait, there's more. We're also going to throw in a couple amazing bonuses for you. I have weekly office hours every week on Facebook Live that people pay $197 to attend. You can jump on the Facebook Live every week with me and ask me whatever questions you want. We also conduct a monthly virtual mastermind group every month where I teach our direct response marketing content for 2 to 3 hours. And you can get access to those videos every single month. There are a local group of business owners who come in, advisors who come in that I teach it to, and we record it and stream it. And you can get access to all of that training for $297 a month. And then you will also get my favorite book of the month. Now, why is a book that might be $20, $497? Because I read about 30 books a month. So I'm saving you the $497 it would cost you to go buy the other 25 or 30 books to get to the one really best one. And then you get direct email access to me where you can ask any questions you want. So that's an additional $991 a month in bonuses that you're going to get. But don't worry, you're not going to pay $15,010. But would it be worth it? Would it be worth it if you had 10 CPAs and attorneys working with you, sending you business every single month? Would it be worth it for $15,010? Well, I'm biased. I think it is. And I've seen the results. So I know that it's a bargain, because how many clients does it take you? What's your average commission? If you're selling a variable, a fixed, or an annuity or life insurance policy, you're getting $5,000 a pop. You only have to sell a couple of those to more than make up for the $15,000 retail price. Let's see how Roger did. Hang on one second. Chats. Let's see how Roger did, and then I'll answer the question.
I woke up this morning to find out that Retirement Base Camp, our project, reached #1 on a
Amazon bestseller list in the financial category. Pretty exciting since the book's only been out for like a week. Thanks for everything. It's awesome. It's a great ride to be on. I feel like I'm at the apex of my life, and thanks to you and your team, this is going to really be a boost to the last part of my career.
So Roger, as he was getting in his convertible to take his wife out for a celebratory dinner, his book hit #1 in less than a week of it being out.
I woke up.
So as my mentor, Tony Robbins, says, if you do the same thing you've always done, you'll get the same results you've always got. So you've got to do something different in order to get different results. And the good news is we'll make it easy for you because we'll do all the work. Now, let me go see what the question was before I tell you the 2 big reasons why people don't do this. Can you do a book on college planning, says Ken May. Hey, Ken. I actually know Ken. Yes, you can do a book on college planning. You can do a book on any topic you want. We've got books on divorce, Medicaid planning, estate planning. You can do a book on any topic you want. Great question. So the 2 big reasons why most people, advisors and agents, don't do it. 1, procrastination. You've been to an event like this before. You've gotten great ideas, but phone rang, client came in, you had an issue, you put it off, and then you forgot about it. I understand how it goes. And the money. Obviously, $15,010 would be a significant investment, even though you'll probably make it back off the first few clients. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to fix both issues. I'm going to give you a 24-hour deadline to fix the procrastination because we reward people who take fast action and can make decisions. And then obviously I'm going to give you a discount on that $15,010 price to motivate you to get off the fence and take action right away. Again, we're going to write you the book without you having to write it. We're going to help you throw the party, and then we're going to help you stay in touch. So you'll get all $15,010 worth of services that we just listed, plus the $991 a month in bonuses, everything that's included in the Financial Advisor book program, not for $15,010. But wait, you might have a couple questions before I share with you the giant discount Brian negotiated for you. Compliance. The book is static content. It never changes. It's physically published and it doesn't move. So compliance approves it because they only have to go through the book once and approve it. If you've got a compliance department, it's not going to be an issue. Why is there a 24-hour deadline? Because if I let you think about it too long, you'll forget about it, you'll postpone it, and you won't do it. That's just been our experience. It is area exclusive. So as Roger mentioned, he's in Spokane, Washington. So I can't have another agent or advisor in Spokane do the project. So you lock out your competition and you will be the only one in your area who does the project. Now, if Roger is doing a book, if Ken May is doing a book on college planning, he's going to interview probably different people than if someone else was doing a book on divorce. So in that case, you could probably have 2 in one city on different topics going after different professionals. But you couldn't have, like Carmine and David couldn't be in the same city because they're both generic financial planning, making the right choices with your money books, and they're pulling from the same interview pool. If you live in a really small town, it won't work. We've had this problem. A couple of years ago, we had an advisor in a tiny town in Colorado that I didn't realize was a tiny town. He said he was near a big city. He was hours away from the big city. So in his little small town, we pulled off like 4 interviews, and then we had to pull the plug and give him his money back because we couldn't deliver. So if you live in a really small town, don't do this. So again, we're going to do the research. We're going to build the list. We're going to direct mail them. We're going to email them. We're going to link them. We're going to call them to get them to say yes. We're going to write the questions with you. We're going to practice with you. We're going to teach you how to record. We're going to type up every word of the recording. We're going to edit it. Our Emmy Award winner is going to write the chapter about you. We're going to do the graphic design so it looks great. We're going to publish it to Amazon. We're going to publish it to Kindle. We're going to do our best to make it a bestseller in its category. We're going to throw an awesome book launch party, and then you're going to keep in touch with those CPAs and attorneys or whoever they are every single month to get even more business out of them. You're going to get weekly office hours with me where you can ask any question you want. You're going to be able to email me, and I'll answer any question you want. You're going to get my favorite book of the month shipped to your door. And it's going to be awesome for you to read and increase your marketing and business and financial education. And then you're going to get access to the monthly virtual mastermind group as well, along with not only the videos, but you'll also be in the Facebook group where everyone's in it together and asking each other questions and brainstorming together. Excuse me. Okay. So again, it's not going to be $15,010, but I see a question. So let me go ask the questions. Who does the interview calling? Ron. What do you mean by that? I mean, we do the calls to get them to say yes for the interview, but the actual interview itself is you, because you need to build a relationship with these people, right? You want to be the one the CPA and the attorney loves. We're just in the background. Does that answer your question? Yes, it does. Awesome. Okay. All right. So it's not $15,010. It is 41% off. That is the twist my arm discount that Brian Appleton has given us, which takes it down to $9,000. And then he said, some of my guys don't have $9,000 up front. Can they make monthly payments? Yes. The answer is you can. It is $14.97 a month. There is a 6-month minimum, because on average, it takes about 6 months for this whole thing from start to finish to get done. It's going to take us 30 to 45 days to do all the research and the marketing to get people to start saying yes. It'll take you a couple months to do all the interviews, and it'll take a month or two to turn it into a book, publish the book, hit the top of Amazon category, plan the party, have the party, and kick some butt. We've had advisors who have gotten it done faster, and then we've had people who took a year and a half. It's up to you how fast that part goes, but it's $14.97 a month. Now, if you think about it, how much money did you spend on your education? I went to Syracuse University. When I went a couple decades ago, it was $120,000. It's a whole lot more now. But my parents spent $120,000 on a degree that has nothing to do with financial advice or financial planning. So that was a significant investment they made. How much money do you put into your house? You know, you might have a couple $100,000 house that's not an asset. It costs you money every month. So it's really a liability. I spent 3 months studying for my Series 7 exam, not mentioning my 63, 65, 66, insurance, long-term care, and all those other exams. So you put all of that time and money into getting to be able to do what you do, but you're not getting any referrals from CPAs and attorneys. So if you want to enroll in the program, the $14.97 a month offer is at marketdominationllc.com/financial advisor book. Don't worry if you're an insurance agent, it's the same thing. I'm also going to throw in one more bonus. If your broker dealer or wirehouse or compliance or insurance agency, whatever whoever you report to, if they will let you, we will also take the recordings of your interviews and air them as a podcast. So then you've got an audio show, like a radio show, on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify, which gets you more exposure. And then every time you air an episode, every week we air an episode for you, those CPAs and attorneys who were in that interview are going to go share it on their social media, which gets you even more exposure. It's a bonus because if your compliance department won't let you, we still do everything else. We do the book. It still works just fine, but we can also air it as a podcast if you're allowed as a bonus. So I told you I'd show you Roger's results. This is his book launch party. That's pretty awesome. Like, he literally had over 100 people there, and they weren't his clients. They were the CPAs and attorneys who brought clients and prospects from the book. Imagine if you had 100 new relationships to talk to who saw you as the man or the woman or as the expert, because either you wrote the book that they're in or their CPA or attorney said, come meet this guy who wrote the book I'm in. I mean, Roger's golden now. He's set. That's Roger. He's not a suit and tie guy. You can see he's like a party guy. So my launch party, I wear a suit and tie, but that's just me. Again, you get literally everything you need to pull this off. We'll do all of the work for you. All you got to do is show up and do the interview with the CPA or attorney. That's it. We'll do all the rest. It's at marketdominationllc.com/financial advisor book. I mean, if all it does is got you one CPA, sending you one client a month would be worth it. I mean, you make your money back in a couple months. But if it gets you 5, if it gets you 10, and they're sending you more than one client a month, I mean, this could be the best marketing you ever do. So I am going to open it up for questions and answers again. Here, I will type the URL in the chat box. Question, market domination. All right. David, what are the typical publishing costs? Okay, so it does not include you're right. You have to buy the books. we do not make any money printing books. We're not in the business of making money to print books. So what does it cost you per book? It depends on how many you print. You can literally print 1, you can print 10, you can print 50, you can print 500. It's totally up to you. The more you print, the cheaper our printing costs get. We don't charge a markup. So, I mean, you might have, your book might be $3 a copy. It might be $5 a copy. That's if the interior is black and white. If you start, you'll see, so each person has a picture and a bio. You do it black and white, your book's going to be a couple bucks. If you want every single one of their pictures in color, it's going to cost you more. That's why we recommend not to do that. If you want to print hardcover, it's $10 extra a copy for hardcover. Most of our advisors, 90% of them print soft cover. Great question. What happens after it's over? So what happens after it's over? You have a choice. We can part ways as friends. You can be thrilled with our results and you can leave, in which case keeping in touch with those folks is on you. And you have lifetime printing rights to the book. So you own it. It's your intellectual property. You can ask us 5 years from now to print you 2 copies or 500 copies, and you'll still get our printing cost. I won't charge you any extra for that. Or you can do a second book. We have a lot of advisors, agents who will do book 2 because they get another idea or because it works so well. We also have a phase 2 of this program where we will build a separate website for the book. We will do, online and direct mail marketing for the book. We will build a funnel for the book to get people to request the book and then come into your office. But that's all in part of phase 2. We're here to talk about phase 1, which is getting it done, getting it launched, building your relationships with these CPAs and attorneys so that they love you for putting them in the book and they keep handing the book out, which keeps sending you more business. Gerard, what if I interviewed 2 professionals from the same field? How would they feel appearing together in the book? You're going to interview a bunch of professionals in the same field and none of them care. We've never had a problem. We have an estate planning book where the guy interviewed like 10 estate planning attorneys. That was the entire, not a single one of them objected because they all have different stories. They have different expertise. They have different clients. If you ask an estate planning attorney, what's your number 1 tactic, for protecting whatever, they're all going to give you different answers. So again, we've never had that issue. It's a good question now.
Seth, there was a question a little further up that I don't think you saw. Ron said, by saying that you'd help us throw a party, could you expand on what that entails?
Sure. Well, obviously in your town, I don't know where you should have the party. So you're going to pick a location, but we're going to do the invitations for you. We're going to help you with all the resources you need, like name tags and everything you need for the party. We're going to literally go through step by step what you need to do for the party. We're going to help you organize everything. We can't, fly out there and do it with you, but we're going to give you everything you need and walk through and talk to you, every day, like the day before, like a couple weeks ahead of time. We're going to be in regular communication with you, helping you plan it, making sure everything gets done right, and then making sure you follow up with all of those people because you now have a whole lot new prospects who love you. Hang on, we got a couple more. How do you handle the timing of trying to interview accountants as they are entering tax season? So that's an awesome question. So October 15th is over. Extensions are over. Now is a good time. Then if you you would want to interview them before tax time gets too crazy, or we would time the interview so that, let's say if you were doing interviews in February and March, and April, you would do the other professionals first and do the accountants after April 15th. Another question, how large of a city is required for this to work? I don't have a magic number, but I mean, the guy who we had to refund his money, I mean, his town was like 10,000 people. So, I mean, you don't have to live in Manhattan, but I mean, I'm in Buffalo, it worked fine. Buffalo is not a huge city. But if you were in a really one stoplight small town, I don't want to waste your money. So if you enroll, what will happen are 2 things. Number 1, we have to make sure we don't have another advisor or agent doing the same topic in your city. If we do, we'll immediately cancel you and refund your money. And then we'll do some demographic research on how big your location is and how many attorneys and CPAs we have to pull from. And if it's too small, we'll tell you and refund your money. because I don't want you to be unhappy. Any other questions?
Jennifer just posted a question in the chat.
Okay. Will interviews be organized by chapters and content? Are we going to look for interviewees, or do you do that? Yes, they will be organized by chapters and content. And no, you don't look for the interviewees. We do all the work. So if you have people you already know that you want to be in the book, let's say you have a CPA or attorney that sends you business and you want more, put them in a book. If you've got a CPA or attorney you know who doesn't send you business, put them in the book, tell us, and we'll get them to say yes. And then we'll go find all the other CPAs and attorneys that you don't know yet that you want relationships with. Dave Dodds, where are the books published? They're published on Amazon. The physical copy's on Amazon, so people can go buy it on Amazon, and Amazon will ship it to their door. The Kindle, the PDF, the virtual version will be on Amazon, on Kindle. You will also have a PDF that you could email people or give away on your website. Those are the 3 places they're published. How many copies to start with? As many as you want to buy. We'll get you, you're going to see a final proof before you approve it. And then once you say, okay, it's good to go, flip the switch, make it live, then again, you can order as many copies as you want. Again, we don't make any money printing books. We don't charge a markup on the books. So that's why we don't say you automatically get X number of books, because we don't know how many you're going to get. We've had advisors who bought like 500. We had one reverse mortgage agent who literally needed 400 because that's how many people wanted it. So I couldn't include that in the budget because I don't know. Amazon has a publishing arm that actually prints books. Yes, they do. Maybe. I guess not everybody knows that. Awesome. Do you do virtual reality books? Jennifer, what is a virtual reality book? That's a new one. I don't know what, maybe I know. I don't know what you mean. It comes to life. You're going to, is this Halloween like Frank a zombie? You're going to have to help me. I'm sorry. I honestly don't know. Is this like, what is the virtual reality? That sounds really cool. It's hard to explain. Okay. Then I don't think we do it. So you will end up with a physical book. There will be a PDF of the book as a Kindle file, but you could put links in the Kindle book where they could click and go to a website. But I know nothing. If that's what you mean, then yes. If that's not what you mean, then I've got no clue. I've been stumped. It shows videos. A physical book that shows has like a video player built in, or is this a online file? Click links. Okay, yes, you can put links in your Kindle. Then sure. In that case, I guess we do virtual reality books. I did not with a mobile app. No, I do not have a mobile app for your book, but your Kindle version of your book could have links to videos and links in it. That's the best I got. Many larger accounting firms offer financial services in-house. How do you handle that? Avoid them. We don't interview accountants who are also licensed to do what you do because they're technically competent. Because then when someone goes to them, they could say, hey, we'll take care of that too for you. So we try and avoid the accounting firms who also do insurance or investments. Any other questions? What is the approximate cost of 100 books? Depends on how long your books are. So at $3 a book, it's 300 plus shipping. If your book's longer, $5, $500. It's not much. The shortest book we've ever done is David's, who is 112 pages. And the longest we've ever done is Kevin's. Kevin's was 274 pages and plenty of small print. I would not recommend that. Do advisors profit from book sales on Amazon? That's up to you. So if you're buying the book at our cost at $3, $5, you're not going to make money buying your own book because you're eliminating all the profit margin. But let's say your book is for sale on Amazon. You can put whatever price you want on the back. You can say it's $14.95, $19.95. You can make up whatever price you want. And then yes, if there are sales on Amazon, you get 100% of that. All of that royalty goes to you. I don't want to make any money off of that. Because I want the book in as many hands as possible so that you get as much business back. That's my goal. That's why we don't, when the accountants and the attorneys buy books, we would advise you to sell them the books at cost so they buy more. I'd rather have them buy 100 books at $3 and hand it to 100 people than buy 10 books at $15 and only 10 people get the book. Any more questions? Okay, that looks like all of them. Go to marketdominationllc.com/financial advisor book to sign up for yours. Brian, I will let you, hang on, let me put that URL. I know it's in the chat box, but let me put it on the screen one more time. And I'll let you wrap up.
Awesome. Thanks, Seth. I just want to say thank you again for doing this. Kay Dwyer, if I'm saying that correctly, asked the question before about timing. And, based on your answer, guys, the timing's right now. I mean, it's a perfect time to be doing this. The holidays are going to be a slowing time before tax season ramps up. And
so let us do the research now so that January you can be doing your interviews with accountants and get them out of the way. And then March, April, you can be doing the interviews with the lawyers.
Exactly. And just, it's the fourth quarter, guys. It's how are you going to prepare for next year? How are you going to start 2019 off with a bang? There is an investment here, but just like with anything, it pays off. Seth shown the proof today. If you do the work and follow through with his system, which he's made, I feel like dead simple, and shown us throughout the presentation today of actual people in my list on my community that have gone and done this and are having great success with it. I mean, that's an awesome testimonial. So I think the time's right now. Again, I give Seth my glowing recommendation. I think it's a great program. I hope you guys learned a lot today. And again, I'll just leave with saying thank you, Seth, and appreciate everyone's time today and for staying on until the end.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. We look forward to serving you. And again, marketdominationllc.com/financial advisor book, and hope to hear from you soon. Again, you got 24 hours for the discount. Thanks, everybody.